students, young professionals, and everywhere in most of the sessions you focus on that students should drive strength from their raw qualities, right? Now in this age where you can create your own persona online using various tools that are there, what is your advice on how students can bring out their personal brand wherever, whether they are applying for a job or they are, even their personal interactions with either in workplace or at home with friends? How do students bring out their genuine brand?
This question is very close to my heart. I would like to take a couple of minutes to explain, because it's very difficult to respond to this question in a fire chat. And see, I was a last bench student throughout my journey, right from my schooling. If you look at, till 9th standard, I was just scoring 0, 5, 10, and so on. I'm sure the pressure what we have in our country, if you look at, most of the time, our teachers or our neighbors or our relatives always ask this question. You come from this particular family, your sister is studying well, what happened to you, right? That is the pressure which we always go through, so-called the competition. There was couple of incidents which I would like to share. One fine day, I have only one sister. We are a big family, 4 siblings. One fine day about 3:30, 3:45, I was just going back home after school. I saw my sister crying. I thought somebody passed away at home. And when I entered, I saw my mom laughing at her. And my mom said, right from childhood, your sister used to score minimum 100 out of 100 in her mathematics. And she said, the other 4 subjects she used to score minimum 90 out of 100. And my mom said, see how your sister is behaving, scored 89 marks in one subject. 89 out of 100. From the same family, when I failed in 9th, I know I have to repeat my 9th along with my juniors, right? When I failed, that evening in Coimbatore, in my native, I had Barota chicken 65, celebrated my failure. 10th came by, one teacher had a lot of hope. She said, no, you are going to clear the 10th in the board exam the same year. After 7 weeks, I went to 10th standard. I didn't study for anybody, I studied for that particular ma'am and cleared 10th. From there, I studied for my parents, I studied for my family and so on. When master's program came in, the 2 years of my master's program, I'm still not able to believe I cleared my master's program in distinction. The reason why I'm sharing, I see many students as well, when you do it for yourself, sky is the limit. Yeah? That's where your brand comes in, number 1. Number 2, in all these 22 years, I've been hating books after books, year after year, because when I cleared my 10th, I was waiting for the result, because once I get the result, I can take that 5 subject books and leave it to the old paper shop, get 100 rupees and have an ice cream. Yeah? So, brand is something should evolve by itself. I'm a strong believer in that. Yeah? I will tell you how. So when I did my master's program, I saw 3 posters in Coimbatore. The first poster which I noticed, learn Java, learn .NET, learn HTML, C++. Earn 3,000 to 4,000 rupees per month. I'm not exaggerating, this is what happened in my hometown. The second poster which I noticed, Dosa Master, 8,000 rupees per month was the salary. The third poster was super excited, Barota Master, 12,000 rupees per month to 18,000 rupees per month. I'm not exaggerating, my own family members, my relatives, my cousins have did that program to become a dosa master, got into a restaurant, and today they are well settled in Canada and US. And after 5 years to 6 years of their journey, they used to send a photograph with Mercedes-Benz and BMWs of the world. I realized I want to become a dosa master because Barota master is the toughest job in the world. Because number 2, I told about comparison, right? The brand. The second, if you want to be successful, you need to consistently do and prove again and again. Because right from childhood, everybody was chasing. Our entire society was chasing. When I was doing my 10th, my society asked this simple question, what is next? When I did my 12th, the same question, what is next? When I did my master's program, what is next? When I get married, what is next? When I get a car or a bike or everything, what is next? When I become a vice president, the so-called brand which everybody will aim for, right? When I become a CEO or chairman of a particular organization, what is next? A brand comes, right? So I strongly believed becoming a dosa master is easy because consistency becoming the key. I can prove myself because I used to help my mom and so on. To cut the story short, from there to here, every week I preferred to add value for somebody without expecting anything. So in the last 22 years, touchwood, I'm here for a selfish reason to learn for myself. Yeah? So when you want to create your own branded identity, don't expect anything. Be a value provider for somebody. You will not meet them again in your life. You are not going to get back that value again in your life, whether you believe in karma or not. So just do it. That is the existence of brand. So the last line which I would like to share, for any brand, my humble request would be, please don't promote yourself. The world should promote you. The reason I'm sharing, in all these 22 years of my journey, I've never created a resume in my life. That I will end with this. The organization where I work, Zoho, 8 years back, I was waiting in Chennai airport to travel to a city, smaller town, to address about 2,000, 3,000 students. Morning around 5:17 a.m., the managing director of Zoho sends me a WhatsApp message saying, Charles, I've seen you, heard about you. Would you
digital tools? And students see that these are the profiles that get shortlisted. How do you motivate students to be true to themselves, to be true to and honest to the brand that they want to build? What is your suggestion to students about it?
Okay, to answer it before, how many people are students here? Except that first two row. No, actually, in Kerala, everyone looks very young, okay, very charming. So we don't know who are professors or who are students. So how many students are here? Good. I think from the fourth row, it's all students. Good. Okay. So request to the students, we have traveled from a very long places and being here to share some thoughts. So if you're able to put your thoughts here, that will be good. Okay. Resume, like when you talk about resume and how it is able to put it forward, like where, I remember a situation I just want to share about it. There was a time where I was working for Satyam Computers, which is Tech Mahindra Dow. We went to a place called Nagarkovil. That particular time, the CM of Chennai, it was his birthday, so they hosted a drive, and then he invited colleges people to come and, companies to come and do it out. So generally, Nagarkoil was a little down south, and we generally don't go for drive, but since it was there, we went there. And I was leading the team. I had a technical panel there. As he was mentioning, right, I saw something called Radiance Institute, which is coaching Java there. So people there learn Java and things. So I thought, we are spending a half a day there. Can we identify someone there? So I was looking at a person who has completed Java. He has some knowledge. The only thing is he doesn't have a communication. He was bold enough to come back to the interview and say that what he knows in Java, he was able to put everything. Okay. His name is Gopal. Okay. What happened is that the team was 50% convinced that we can offer him kind of thing because he is good. Since you have come along, we can pick it up. Then we said, okay, fine, give it a try. He can give a better options for us, so let us try and give an offer. So then the team agreed that fine, we can give an offer. I called him and said, hey, Gopal, you are selected. You are supposed to come to Chennai or Hyderabad for take up the offer. Then he was asking a question to me. Sir, I was seeing your pre-placement discussion. You are saying that you have different branches and you have a growth plan. Whenever you open up a branch in Nagarkoil, you tell me I'll come and join. So his thought process is that I cannot come out from my place, right? I, as a HR person, looking at saying, hey, you have some potential, but I'm trying to help you out and give you an opportunity. If you are here, you cannot earn more. If you come there, you can take it up. But still, he was only looking at saying, If something comes up in Nagarkoil, I'll do it out. Then the panel said, Vijay, it's up to you, like we can move on. I still thought, oh, no, let me talk to him one more time. So again, I asked him saying that, hey, it's a golden opportunity. What you will do here? Then he said, I can do a lab assistant job, or I can be an assistant faculty and things like that. You can get 7,000, 8,000 a month. But we are giving a standard offer of close point 3.75 lakhs per annum. So we convinced him. Then I asked him, tell me anyone in your family who has studied. Then he referred one uncle's phone number. Then we called up the uncle and said that I am going to give him an offer. It should be either Chennai or Hyderabad, but he is refusing to go. Immediately he said, no sir, I will talk to him. He has a sister and he is a single mother's son. So that's the fear he has. But I will convince him. And then I left it to him. Then we gave the offer and he came back. And after 3 months, I got to know that that guy has joined and I was happy and things like that. Exactly 3 years later, I was traveling to Bangalore and I'm supposed to go to a place near Bangalore. In the Bangalore airport, a person came and tapped me and saying that, sir, nalla irkingala? I said, I have seen him somewhere, but I really don't know where he is, this kind of thing. I said, I'm fine, I'm sorry, I didn't recognize means, sir, Nana, sir, Gopal, right? I was shocked seeing him because he was in a very good outfit and all those things. The second shocker was that he was saying me, how are you, Gopal? No, sir, I am coming for a connecting flight. I'm traveling to US tonight. I've got an opportunity there in US. In 2 years, within a company, a software company, in 2 years, someone who said, if you can open up a branch in Nagarkoil, I'll come and join. The life got transformed where he was able to say that I'm traveling to US. Even today he's there in my connected with my LinkedIn, and today he settled well, made his sister married well and all those things. So it is again a situation where I look at not just from a resume, but said, can we give an opportunity? Go one step ahead and say, can we convince and make him join? That moment, that thing, if I have thought, okay, fine, leave it here, he is not ready, let me leave it out, right? Even today, that comes to me saying that as a HR, I did something better there, right? It has been transformed his life, and today I see him somewhere at a foreign state, right? That's how we look at a resume, not that just as a resume, but something can be done for the people? Can something can be transformed? Go a little more mile into it.
That's a really interesting story that you shared, Vijay. Now, I really like the point that you said as HR, you should not just look at the profile that is presented to you, but take that extra step to understand who that person is. But I'm just digressing from the notes that I have. How do institutions ensure that HR can do that with their students?
See, first thing, institutions, again, students and here this rate. I will make one point very clear. If the placement team is sitting here, right? Students, the responsibility of getting an opportunity for you is not the placement officer's work, not the chairman's work. The responsibility is with you. They can only guide you to say, hey, this company can come attend an interview. But otherwise, finding an opportunity for you, it is your responsibility. So, as we said, right, like the HRs who have come here, many HRs who are there and everything, we are trying to give that insights of what you can do differently to position yourself better, right? But you have to take it up and run along with it. Many times, the college chairman and the placement officers come and talk, right? Their communication is too good. The way they put forward things is very good. We get impressed or we get annoyed with the way they are able to put things, right? We come forward. But when we go and meet the students, sometimes, unfortunately, the students are not up to the standards of it. But the immediate thought process is that this is the competitor college of this. They pay 7 lakhs. So we are at least expecting anything above 8 lakhs. Only then we can sit for a discussion. But when we discuss with them, we know that their standards are much behind and they have to improve a lot. So as a college, right, college does all the better things to bring the right HRs or the placement officers come and talk a lot about it. But the point is that it is not their responsibility, the student's responsibility to grab it out. Today, for example, even now I can see some students taking selfies and things like that, not putting the mind here, right? So how to utilize that particular time, how to grab the best out of it, and how they can put forward to the discussions is coming up, right? Only that can change, not just bringing HRs or going to talk is not going to change things.
Right. That's a lesson, that's a takeaway for the students here. Okay, moving forward, Charles, in your talks that you have, that you give in different places, you heavily emphasize that a personal brand is deeply rooted in humility and integrity, right? But as we all know, AI tools have no understanding, no concept of ethics, etc., right? So how can someone project his own personal brand, his own story in this world where everybody else is using AI tools to prepare a picture-perfect image of oneself?
See, few life lessons now for the question what I have learned in life. If you are not 100% convinced, putting your heart, soul, mind and everything to just attend an interview in Sonata, sitting in front of Vijayan, even if you are 0.1% doubtful, please don't attend that interview. That's my gut feel. In this last 22 years, I have never been to an interview with 99.9% of conviction. No. Go with 100% of conviction. Give your best. Everybody says. Number two, be real. That is what the world is looking for. And that is the challenge which we are going to give for the artificial intelligence and so on, what is waiting ahead of us. Yeah. I'll give a classic example. I'm sure all the engineering students or arts and science students will be able to relate. Most of us are engineering. Yes, no, hello? Yes. For engineering students, getting opportunity in tech company or non-tech company is easy. I'll repeat. For engineering students, getting an opportunity in a tech company and non-tech company is easy. Wherein the 47 guests who are here with different walks of life, majorly focusing on people handling role is not easy at all. I'll give some stats. For engineering students, there are 10,000 opportunities which are waiting in South India alone. For HR leaders, getting one opening, two opening is not easy at all. We are bold enough to sit here just because we are real. Yeah? So be human. Be a creator of value so that will take it by itself. Number two, it takes time. I'll give a classic example. Not just because I'm part of this organization, valuable organization called Zoho. I live in India, I live in Tamil Nadu, I live in Chennai for all these years. I haven't heard about Zoho 10 years back, but Zoho is almost 30 plus years old. A brand like Zoho, to be visible, it has taken time. A brand like Zoho, with zero investment, zero finance, meaning zero finance, today, serving about 180 plus countries across the world. Yeah? So it takes time is the second lesson which I want to share. To be real and to reach what you want to. Number three, and finally, since time is also less, today, the opportunities are plenty. We talk about disruption. If you look at in the last 20 years of our industry existence, maybe in the last 2 decades, I'm sure, many students would have seen last 20 years. Every industry has gone through a cycle. Roughly about 3 to 4 years of a cycle. Why? Telecom industry had disruption. 2019, automobile industry was having disruption. The following year, tech industry or IT industry had disruption. So every industry go through this cycle of disruption. It is your conviction, it is your passion where it will take you to heights. Because opportunities are plenty. Be convinced with whatever you aim for. I'm not exaggerating because I know most of the people roles are taken care by AI and automated and so on. Many organizations, if you look at, there were 15 HR leaders or 15 people leaders. Today they are just 3. What happened to the remaining 10? They've gone and joined elsewhere. I always have this belief. In this last 22 years of my journey, I'm sure all this 47 guests will agree with me. I'm sure that is their tagline as well. If you can go back to work with the same excitement, with the same joy, with the same smiling face which you had on a Saturday evening, I think you are done with the organization, with the role. Everything will fall in place.
So be real and give it time. That's the message that you have. So Vijayan, we have seen that increasingly data-backed, data-driven decision-making is the norm in corporate, right? Whereas a brand, a personal trait is very, emotionally driven, right? So as a recruiter, as an HR professional, how do you balance this? I mean, if you were to create a career profile for a person, how do you do that? How do you assess that person's, an individual's personalized traits vis-a-vis looking only at the data, whether what percentage of data of skills are matching in the profile with the JD? How do you balance that?
Okay, see, any individual, right? I believe that everyone who are sitting in the room, right, have a talent, right? Many times that talent is being identified by themselves very faster. And if they're able to exhibit better, then they come in as superstars. Many times it takes a little late, or it needs someone else to identify the talent in them and bring it out, right? So during an interview also, we found that many people, they have a talent. When we ask the first 10 minutes itself, right, we will know whether this candidate will get through or not, very easily. After that, if it's a 40 minutes interview, remaining 30 minutes, we are just trying to ensure that whether our decision is right or wrong. But surprisingly, there are times where first 10 minutes people doesn't perform, and then they're able to perform better, or they're able to come out and do that thing. Are we going to put it out thing? I at least look at it from this angle that India is a country where we have people from different corners and things like that. So if I get a profile from Bihar, right, a candidate from Bihar, right, I understand it is very tough there to someone to come to a level of completing a graduation and completing a course and coming to it, right? I also look at it from that angle, saying that, okay, what is that driving factor for him to come forward? Whether he is the first graduate of the family. Is there anything that motivated him to get it? So we even throw a question like, who was your role model? Who guided you to take this course, kind of thing. That way, looking at that comfort, right, saying he has inspired on something, he identified that, and as he traveled and all things, right? So the emotional factors comes in place to connect when what drive them to identify the talent and come out of things. So this has been taken in the interview. Many Chennai candidates I have seen and Bangalore candidates especially, communication is so great, they will talk like anything that where people will melt, right? But is there a depth to it, right? That's what as a HR we look into it. If there's no depth and just talks about the communication, I know this, I can do this, I can put up data patterns, I can download it, right? Okay, tell me about data patterns. How many fields are there in data pattern, right? If they go depth into it, many people refuse to say that. So they try to cover up with the thing. Whereas the other side of people have the depth, right? But they have some blockage, they don't talk into it. The emotional quotient comes into place. Are we able to identify what is that, trial them and try to make them talk, then things are different. So the decision is taken based on all this aspect, not just about a communication or what they know about it. How they're able to put it forward is very important.
Great. So, Charles, whenever we talk about our professional profiles, right, or personal profiles, as a matter of fact, we looked at how does my profile read on LinkedIn? How do I showcase myself on Instagram, right? But as we all know, that's all algorithm driven, right? Now, in this scenario, how do you understand that the profile or the persona that I see online is the real brand of an individual? How do you judge that?
Okay, so this response is for the students. So if you have observed from morning, all the 47 guests now who are here, all HR leaders are able to, read the minds of people. Yeah, I would say they are not just HRs, we are psychologists as well. At least to a larger extent, we'll be able to predict the gut feel. Number two, at the same time, I'm a strong believer, I'm sure others will agree with me. No interview is 100% perfect. No interview or the job offer is 100% right. It's the gut feel, it's the conviction, it's the chemistry which worked out with the JD, with the organization, with the culture, with the person, and so on. So that is the reason I'm coming back again. don't try to be, like Instagram, right? I'm sure students would have, all of us would have seen about 100 reels minimum before going to sleep yesterday night, right? Having watched 100 reels, if we ask the question, no, were you satisfied with one 10-second video of 100? Definitely no. Yeah. So there comes the conviction and real, wherein you bring in a value with so much of guts, so much of conviction, with the spine, I would say, being bold enough to vocally share, narrate your own journey, story, to impress, the leaders who are going to recruit you. That will say it all. As Vijayan rightly mentioned, we just need few seconds to understand whether it's real or fake. At the same time, as I said, no interview is right or wrong. The time, everything involves, right? So it's more about, I always relate with Big Boss. Yeah? Whether 100 camera or 1,000 camera, with the AI and tech and so on, most of us will be going to work from home. I'm sure, this generation, the students would have logged in from home during their whatever grade they were in. How many of you really brushed your teeth that morning before your online class? Yeah? But I'm not exaggerating, but this is what I did the entire COVID time. Every day, however, I go to office, with the shower, with the dress, with whatever comfort, I go to office. That is where I practiced in my home as well. I created a space because I had my little kids who were at home. They know that is one of the important places where they should not disturb my regular routine at all, because that is my bread and butter. And that's my temple where I always, praise and worship. All right? So, whether, camera is watching, whether AI is watching, whether technology is watching or not, be true to yourself. Yeah. That should be a practice, that should be a habit. I'll give one example, one or two examples so that students can relate. Most of us would have seen reels about Assam, Meghalaya. Just 2 weeks back, I was in Shillong. When I saw the road discipline people followed, I was like super thrilled. They didn't cross the line of that particular mark which diverted the onboard and return lane which they have laid. The signal. Everybody is human being, But my question would be, do I need to really follow that red light signal? At 11 o'clock, nobody's watching. I don't see a cop there or a police officer there in the street and so on. So that becomes a habit, and that is what even with our chairman and the family, and with the leaders last night we discussed about. And Vijayan really quoted, or somebody else quoted, any skill you can teach. If we can't teach our next generation about people skill, the so-called not soft skill, the hard skill, I think their life will be settled.
Power skills, as one of the panelists said in the earlier session.
The power of hard skill is the future which we will be built.
These are great insights, Charles. I hope students have taken notes of few things here. So, running short of time, maybe we'll end with a rapid fire round. Yeah. Please answer in one sentence or one word if you can. Okay. I start with you, Vijay. Is the traditional static PDF resume dead, dying, or completely fine as long as it's honest?
As it is honest and it's a resume together, it is fine.
What about you, Charles?
Sorry.
Is the traditional static PDF resume dead, dying, or completely fine as long as it's honest?
Completely fine, I would say.
Completely fine as long as it's honest. Okay. To you, Charles. Posting on LinkedIn 3 to 4 times a week, is it a genuine thought leadership or mostly automated corporate noise?
100% thought leadership.
Okay. what's you?
What we post matters, right? It's not just about 3 or 4 posts, right? What we post matters.
Okay, next. Using an advanced LLM to rewrite and polish your job application cover letter. Is that a smart strategic leverage or cheating your personal brand?
I would say it's like a co-pilot where you have your brain to put what is required for it. Giving the complete brain to it and say you write it out and follow it is not going to help out. That's what I think. You use it as a co-pilot of it, which would be a better thing to do. Yeah.
Okay. What do you say, Charles? Is it a smart strategic leverage?
See,
or
I would
cheating
say,
your personal brand?
have your own style of writing. I think, everybody should learn, till our lifetime, we should have our unique style of writing.
Which
Any
unfortunately-
technology, AI, and so on should be a co-pilot. See, for example, today, whatever I write, my boss or my family will, my close people, close circle will know this is 100% from Charles. I want this to happen till my last breath. I don't want my writing to be taken over by technology. No.
Great. Right, last question. Starting from you, Charles. What is the absolute single most attractive professional trait on a candidate's profile that no AI model can replicate?
Maybe I go back to my mom or my teacher as an example. I'm sure everybody will agree with me. In our lifetime, whether you are 20 years old or 90 years old, you can't lie to two people. One is your mom, dad. The other person will be your teacher. Yes? Yeah? And the third person comes, whomever you interact with. So I think that will say it all. Whether in your eyes, whether whomever you are going to interact, are you able to face them face to face and give with that 100% boldness and guts that this is what I am and this is what real.
What's your view on this, Vijayan?
Yeah, I directly touched from the same thing. In fact, it was the same answer. I see in a resume in terms of, right, how many people have put father name, Shri Rajkumar, Srimati Bhanumati, are they given the thing? And one step ahead saying, in the resume you can still say, my father is a proud farmer, my mother is a great homemaker, right? None of the profile, they just give a name, but rather someone who's able to put that one pitch about it, right? That's we take it. Like, you're not just putting yourself, but you're also giving respect to your family members, right? Is there? If that is there in the resume, is what I say.
So that respect and that human connection no AI model can replicate.
Just one
question for
So we'll just open to a few questions from the audience. In the interest of time, we'll only take 2 questions.
It's an opportunity, 2 questions, there is some surprise to it. No, not this row.
Strictly for students.
Strictly for students. Let me see who's the first student going to raise the hand, get up and ask a question.
One to Vijayan and one to Charles.
Yes. Okay, get up. You decide whom you want to ask the question.
Can we have a mic for him, please?
Buddy. Volunteer.
It was a wonderful session, and I want to ask the question that there's so much skill gaps.
Who is this question for, Charles or Vijayan?
So I'm asking this question to Charles. Okay. There are so much skill gaps for the graduates nowadays. So can you give me, can you advise 5 skills which you are feeling that is need to the graduates nowadays, that there is lack of these skills? Can you please list 5 skills, and can you please tell that why these skills are important for today's graduates? Thank you.
Okay. I'll give, please sit, please be seated. I'd like to give some example. See, right from my childhood, as I said, being a last bench student, I wasn't able to calculate simple mathematics. I'll ask a simple question, 47,200, what will be the 11.5% of this number? We take so much time, we believe AI can help. We believe calculator can help and so on. My education system, right from my school, I'm sorry to say this, during that time, not now, during that time didn't teach me the art of problem solving. I repeat, the art of problem solving. I didn't learn maths because I didn't like it at all. Till now, I didn't understand why I learned chemistry. Chemistry didn't help me throughout my life, but chemistry helped me for one single reason: to find the right girl and find out the right chemistry for myself. Yeah. But when my mom gave 10 list of things to be purchased from one Annachi Kada in my hometown, easily 10 to 12. She gives me a paper, 12 items, rice 500 grams, sugar 250 grams, and so on. I took that slip every day, went to that Annachi shop who have never been to school. My dear friends, listen to me very carefully. An Annachi Kada owner who have never been to school took hardly 1 to 2 seconds to calculate every single number or the amount for the 12 products. He didn't use calculator, he didn't use AI, but he was able to play the problem solving or the art of numbering. We call it as, in the aptitude, we call it as problem solving, logical thinking, analytical skills. 3 things, yeah? 3 skills. Then comes your personality as a skill. Everybody is unique, right? 47 unique leaders have come today. 47. Go and find out their lifestyle, their thought process, their thought leadership through their Instagram or LinkedIn. Not all 47 are common because everybody is HR leader. You see uniqueness. So your personal brand or the personality becomes a skill. The last, maybe the communication, I would say. The art of communication. My dear friends, I've traveled about 3,000 events. That means for 10 minutes talk, I've been to Shillong. Spent about 48 hours of my travel. Just for 10 minutes talk. I'm sure most of us are here for that 20 minutes travel all the way from Ahmedabad or Delhi, Hyderabad, Bangalore and so on. The last important skill which I mentioned, the art of communication, will be the way forward of our future. You can be a super smart in tech. You can say that, no, I'm very comfortable in my closed room. I can do wonders. I can become a scientist. I can become a tech expert and so on. That is not going to help, because when you have the art of communication, you will be able to collaborate with people, and that's what industry is looking for. I'll give one classic inspiring story which touched my heart, which gives me goosebumps every day when I see this particular gentleman. He's none other than my own brother. We were born and brought up in a very, very small, humble family. Just a small space, all 7 used to sleep in the same hall. That is how our daily life has been. One fine day in Chennai, my brother traveled. His work was to sell sun-drop oil. Sun-drop oil. He became the sales and executive person. He became the sales and marketing head for Tamil Nadu and so on. One fine day on a Monday morning, he was on the way to office in his Bajaj Kmct scooter. One government bus came about 8:45, 9-ish in the morning. Met with an accident. The front tire, right, the government bus tire, was completely on his right leg. Almost 4 to 5 years bedridden. 4 to 5 years. After some time, after medication, he came back. He became the sales officer for Nokia. I'm sure you will know the Nokia company, mobile phone company. He became the sales officer for Chennai. He got promoted as a sales and marketing head of Tamil Nadu. He got promoted as sales and marketing head for South India. Finally, he got promoted as sales and marketing head for India for the Nokia company. During that time, 20 years back, his monthly salary was few lakhs per month, not annum. From that humble background, getting monthly, that salary was, we can't even imagine. One fine day, the same question came to him, what we had in our 10th standard, right? What is next? One fine day after marriage, after 2 kids, no, after his service, during his service, he resigned and came. Everybody in the family asked this question, why did you leave this job? Monthly, very good salary. You took so much of hardship to come to this level. He said, this is not my dream. But whatever came my way, whether Sundrop Oil or Nokia, I gave my best. I gave my best. I used all the skills which I had to give that particular role. To cut the story short, my dear friends, for that particular question, he said, my childhood dream was to become a pilot. Today, he has become a pilot. 4 years bedridden. Today, he has become pilot. Number one. Number two. Wait. Number two. That question didn't leave him again. The same question came to him by our own relatives, by our own friends. What is next? He said, I want to become a pilot trainer. Today, he has become a pilot trainer. 4 years bedridden. Pilot trainer. And the last question when we asked, I had a heart attack that day. He said, I want to buy an aircraft for myself. I said, in Chennai, Chennai slang, we used to say, aircraft Pandi Bazar la vena vaangalam. That means you can get it in a roadside shop, an aeroplane, a toy aeroplane. And he said, that is my heart's desire. That's my dream. Today, he has got his aircraft by himself without zero finance. Finally, that question didn't leave him alone. From the same state of Tamil Nadu, from South India, with zero, with 4 years of bedridden, that same question came to him again. What is next? He said, I want to buy more aircrafts. Today, he is owning 30 plus aircrafts by himself. 4 years bedridden, my dear friends. 30 plus aircrafts. When I asked this simple question, no, what are the skills you asked about, that gentleman asked. My dear friends, he finally ended with this particular skill, which I can't even imagine in my life. Till my last breath, I always repeat or manifest that skill in my life. Till my last breath, I should be a person, a human, creating value without expecting anything. My dear friends, be a value provider. That is the best skill you can learn from KMCT Kozhikode.
Okay, one last question. Who's going to ask? Student. Girls. I told you there's a surprise. Who's going to ask?
Spot offer in soft.
Okay, if that's the case, then the delegates or speakers, option to you. There's a gang which was always raising hands. You can ask. There's a mic which was given there.
This question is to Charles. What is the name
Over.
of the person?
You have to ask me only.
Okay. Yeah. So, what is the one quote that you always remember and want to follow in your life?
Which is always remembered and
Want to follow in your life, and that is something that you envision every day or manifest every day.
Okay. The quote is that there's it's like this. A ship in a shore is always safe, but it's not the purpose it is made, right? I'll tell you why I mentioned this one or why I carry this into it. 2020, people, none of them in India can forget or across the world they cannot forget the COVID time. It's the first wave of COVID where, unfortunately, it is October 11, I lost my mother in the first COVID wave. Okay. It was a situation, someone called me and said, your mother's not keeping well. My brother had a COVID and he got quarantined. And my mother also unfortunately got into a victim of that. They called me, I went there. I found her having the symptoms. Then I took her to the hospital. They said we have to do a test. They did the test and they gave a result in 2 hours saying that she is COVID positive. My mother was already thinking that my son is having COVID. No, that is strong in the mind. Then she got to know I am having COVID, right? That fear of her from the result coming out, right? From there, within 8 hours, she passed away. She had a cardiac arrest and she passed away. There's a situation where I was the caretaker, but I was not allowed inside. They called me and said, sir, sorry, sir, she has passed away. You can leave. I don't know, what is that you say? You leave. Which means that we'll take care of everything. That's it. We cannot do anything. I was literally shocked. The place were quarantined. My house was quarantined. I don't even know what to do. My father, who's been with my mother for 35 long years, right? He is not allowed to see the face. She cannot come out of the house. My brother, his quarantine, he cannot come. I'm the only person there. And they said, sir, you cannot do anything. You leave. That moment, right, whatever position I'm in, what I have studied, whatever it is, right, nothing worked out. The nature is bigger than any individual. I realized that particular day, where nothing can be done. I literally begged the doctor saying that, sir, something can I do? I have to do the final cremation for her, right? He said, nothing possible. Then any one chance available. Then he said, I'll give you a PCOD kit. You can go along with that ambulance till the cremation place, but they will not allow you to do anything. You can go like a ward boy. They will take care of it. Then I agreed for it. I put the PCOD kit. I was just going along with her, the body, and then they take it up. They said, tomorrow there will be a handi, kept it there. Your ashes will be there, come and take it up. That was the only situation. But surprisingly, I see around 15, 20 handis are there. No one know which is whom. So whatever money I had, I gave it to that person who was there, the attender, and said, I want my mother's ashes. Then what do you do? He removed, he had an orange color tag in the hand. He removed the tag, he put it in the handi and said, tomorrow it will be only in this handi. You can come and pick it up. That is for your mother. And gave it. I didn't see her, nothing. I didn't able to see the face. I went off. Next day I came. As he committed, that was there. They took it up. So whatever money I gave that point of time, it helped me to get that thing. So life taught me something that this is the real scenario. Whatever it is, whoever it is, any relationship, at point where nature can do anything, and whatever you are able to deserve that, that's the only thing you'll get it back. That time I decided we have to do something back to the society. So I thought of starting our own foundation. I have started a foundation called Spark Global Foundation. It is almost 5 years now, where we are supporting the underprivileged kids. It's a sports development for underprivileged kids. We go to the orphanage kids, find out, conduct activities for them, see who's really doing good, and we sponsor them for doing it better, to at least take their career value which you have. I like that quote very much because everyone can say, I know 4 languages, 5 languages, but what are you doing with the language is very, very important. Okay? Today, I have a life. I'm lucky enough to have 2 days holiday in a week. 5 days I work, 2 days holiday. I can still enjoy the 2 days with the family or dedicate 1 day for a foundation activity. 1 day to go to a college and teach the people. That's how many of us has taken it out. Charles also is like going, he also has a family. 1 week he stays with the family, 3 weeks he travels. Same way I do. So there's a purpose for every life. We believe that and we try to give it out. The only expectation is that everyone think from that angle, saying that what is there today may not come along with you. The value which you really create is what is going to take you to the next level. Thank you so much. Thanks for asking that question.
You wanted to ask the same question to me? Okay, maybe last question.
This fireside chat actually.
Okay.
So when we talk about this, human fingerprint, even all of us over here, be it professionals or be it students, like we are all in the fear that AI will replace the jobs, right? So even CEO of Perplexity has said the same thing. AI will not replace, humans, but AI will replace people, those who do not know to use the AI, right? So every one of us are forced to use AI. But when you talk about the human fingerprint, is there any domain or is there any place wherein like people, those who are not likely or maybe not liking to use AI can flourish?
Okay, I can keep it very short and put it out something. There's something called counseling where even in a corporate company, right, we have something called POSH committee, prevention of sexual harassment and things like that, where when someone gone through an unfortunate victim of it, right, he want to say, put a complaint or say what has happened. none of the AI tool can understand that or talk to them. It is only a person, a HR, who can sit and talk to them, understand his feeling and giving a thought to it. I'll bet you, even going forward, any AI tool cannot replace a counselor who is sitting and understanding a feeling of a person, right? So this is just an example. Many such things are there where AI cannot do it, a human can do it much better, right? A counselor can do, a human can do. Happy that I'm part of HR, because as a HR, someone can understand the people and do it out. So this is a small example to say there are still domains where AI cannot replace, AI will not replace, right? Yeah. Okay, can I call the two people, a boy who asked the question, if you can come to the stage, please. The boy who asked the question, please come. And please come to the stage. A small gift, I told you, if you ask question, there's a surprise, right? Please come forward. I have this as a practice, small motivation, to make people to ask questions, right?
Thank you so much. With that, we come to the close of the session. I would like to express our heartfelt appreciation to the dignitaries on stage for their valuable time and participation. So please stay back. To present a token of our gratitude to our moderator and speakers, may I invite Dr. Ranjit C., Principal, Kmct Vadagara Campus, to come forward and present them with their mementos. May I invite Mr. Saqib Aslam to kindly come forward and receive the memento from Ranjit sir. Mr. Saqib Aslam. Sir. Next, I would like to invite Mr. Charles Godwin to kindly come forward to receive the memento. Thank you. Now I would like to invite Mr. Vijayan R. to kindly come forward and receive the memento. Thank you. Can we have a picture together? Thank you. On behalf of Kmct Group of Institutions, I extend our sincere gratitude to all our distinguished guests, speakers, panelists, and moderators for generously sharing their time, knowledge, and experience. Our heartfelt thanks to the leadership and management for their vision and continued support in making the second edition of Converge possible. Our appreciation also goes to the organizers, coordinators, faculty members, and students of Kmct. Although the session for the day have concluded, we still have a very special and significant moment ahead of us. The Honorable Chief Minister of Kerala, Shri V.D. Sadishan, will be joining us shortly for the formal inauguration of Kmct Converge 2026. I warmly invite all of you to stay back and be part of this memorable evening. Once again, thank you all and have a wonderful evening. Thank you.